Nietzsche prophesied that European democracy would lead to the leveling and diminishment of mass man, and therefore to an age of tyrants. As the average person becomes an obedient, mediocre herd animal with poor health and a poor spirit, incapable of independent thought or decisive action, the necessity arises for an elite ruling caste. Nietzsche, therefore, called for a group of men dedicated to the pursuit of power and beauty, dedicated to the classical project of rivaling the gods and overcoming all that is small and weak in man, to install themselves as this new ruling caste. Thus, the weakening and diminishment of mass man would not be in vain, for it would serve to elevate this new elite of supermen. This is precisely what happened during the Bronze Age, when the nomadic steppe pastoralists conquered the farming populations of Europe and the East and installed themselves as the ruling caste. The hierarchies, cultures, and customs which these steppe nomads established have only been overturned in maybe the last 300 years. Today, the opportunity for such a grand and influential civilizational project presents itself again for the first time since prehistory. A popular meme which is pushed in the self-improvement and finance bro spaces is the digital nomad versus desk wagee. The digital nomad works a remote job and is therefore free and filled with vitality, while the desk wagee is stuck working a minimum wage job which crushes his vitality and spirit. In this meme, we see the return of the Bronze Age. Remote work and passive income provide the same advantages to the digital nomad, which the technology of the horse provided to the nomadic Indo-European conquerors of the steppe. Ancient farming populations were stuck in place, tied to their land and their crops. They had to work long, grueling days in rain and sun, doing back-breaking labor. Their grain-based diets caused them to be slight in stature and bone structure. They had crooked teeth, small jaws, and weaker immune systems than the steppe nomads. In contrast, the brand new technology of the domesticated horse gave the nomads freedom and power. Their animal product diets, rich in dairy, made them tall, strong, and robust. Since they lived off of their herds, they could devote their free time to training for war, conducting flash raids on their enemies, and expanding into new territory. In an age when the swiftest form of transportation was still traveling by foot, the horse allowed them to rapidly spread across the globe, installing themselves as ruling castes. The farmers were in a similar situation to someone who is trapped in a minimum wage job today. Someone who works a 9-to-5 is tied to the location of their job. They live a sedentary life and can only travel on their short time off. They devote most of their time to working, leaving them little time and energy to go to the gym, train in a fighting sport, or work on a business or passion. Healthy food is expensive. It's hard to afford on minimum wage. Junk food and fast food is cheap and convenient. So are video games, TV, and other escapes which people turn to when they are perpetually exhausted from being overworked. In contrast, someone who works a remote job and maybe even makes passive income enjoys the same advantages as the ancient nomads: freedom, mobility, and vitality. He has time to train in the gym, work on a business or passion, and to build a strong network. He can book a cheap hotel and work from the beach before spending the evening training in the gym and the night networking and picking up beautiful women. If he turns his remote income into a decent salary, he can afford the best quality food and fly anywhere in the world anytime he wants. This is freedom. On this channel, I talk a lot about the cyclical decline of civilizations and why, in a time of decline and instability, you should aim to be part of the new ruling caste, or at least ensure that you do not end up as a serf. You do not want to be stuck at a minimum wage job, overweight with some sort of autoimmune disease, coming home exhausted each night to your VR girlfriend and video games. You want to wake up each day filled with vitality, with taut muscles and a clear mind. You want to work for 4 hours by the beach, or from a coffee shop in a big city, or your countryside cottage in Italy, and to spend the rest of the day in the gym or in nature, working on your business, socializing with beautiful women, and collaborating with other free, ambitious men. To achieve this, you need to secure your financial freedom, which will give you both free time and the freedom to move through space. In my opinion, you should either aim for a remote job which allows you to travel, or, if you are ambitious, for a position of influence. Both will provide you with different forms of power and leverage. Making money online is easier than ever. Skills like video editing and sales are in high demand, and many jobs offer remote or partially remote work. If you secure your financial freedom and therefore acquire free time and mobility, you will have the power of the horse. Secondly, you need to be filled with vitality and energy, and to protect yourself from poisons. You need a high-quality diet, rich in protein, like the Indo-Europeans had. The core of your diet should be organic, grass-fed animal products, fruits, greens, and other whole foods. Nothing you eat should have more than 2 or 3 ingredients on the label. Avoid seed oils and vegetable oils, like sunflower, canola, and soybean oil, at all costs. They are linked to countless diseases. Be careful when you eat out. Restaurants fry their food with the cheapest oils. Avoid junk food. Chips are also saturated with poisonous oils. At home, always cook with avocado oil, olive oil, or coconut oil. Never use Crisco or other vegetable oils. If you can tolerate dairy, it will be your best friend. Blend organic milk and organic frozen fruit, and add 40 grams of a simple protein powder. I have these smoothies twice per day to get my protein in. Ice cream is also a good snack. Haagen-Dazs and Breyers have relatively few ingredients. Finally, you must train to make yourself an effective warrior in the modern world. You should go to the gym and train for strength and aesthetics. You should do sprints, which increase testosterone. You should learn a fighting sport like jiu-jitsu, boxing, or Muay Thai. And you should build a strong network, which can be done both in person and online. Imagine an international group of men who share the same interests and goals, who have financial freedom and are therefore free from institutional power, who have remote jobs, online businesses, or other jobs which allow them to travel, and therefore be relatively free from the power of individual territories and governments. And imagine that these men have trained themselves to be deadly warriors in spirit and body, and strategists, schemers, and generals in mind, with the power to plan, to rally, and to direct. Who could stop them? Who could stand against them? A group of men like this could create their own networks and even independent societies. They could create and capture institutions, maybe even entire governments. They would have the power to shape world events, to shape history for hundreds, maybe even thousands of years to come. Would these men not stand miles above the rest? Would they not appear like overmen, like supermen? And when they at last turned their attention away from this planet and towards the stars, what might they achieve?